that Prince Harry is planning a shameless return to the UK in 2026 with a plan to, and I quote, sow the seeds for a semi-permanent return to his country.
Harry is on the verge of some type of serious meltdown here. We saw it with a quite deranged statement released to try and say...
It seems like Prince Harry is finally catching up to what the world has been whispering for years about the once beloved Duchess of Sussex. Has the prince finally reached his breaking point? And if he has, what does that mean for the glamorous couple who once took the world by storm?
In love and trust, they shall be united with one another in heart, body, and mind, as Christ is united with his bride, the Church. The gift of marriage brings husband and wife together in the delight and tenderness of sex.
Back in 2018, when Harry and Meghan tied the knot, the world stopped. Their wedding was star-studded, televised globally, and hailed as the royal wedding of the century. A modern fairy tale. A sign that the monarchy had entered a new, inclusive era. Fast forward 7 years, and that groundbreaking moment now feels like the spark that set off one of the most turbulent periods the royal family has ever faced. What was supposed to usher in a new era instead brought a wave of controversies, drama, and strained relations with the public. Since the day she stepped into the royal spotlight, the former Suits actress has rarely left the headlines, often for reasons the palace would rather forget.
Duchess of Sussex will step down from all future royal duties. It was confirmed that the couple will lose their public funding and no longer use their royal titles.
Well, last night, Prince Harry addressed the situation in public.
From the moment they said, "I do," the world hasn't stopped dissecting Meghan and Harry's relationship. Even after Megxit, their highly publicized decision in 2020 to step back from royal duties and pursue financial independence, public fascination only grew.
What I want to make clear is, we're not walking away. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding.
That decision didn't just make news. It detonated across global media. Accusations flew, narratives clashed, and the coverage, especially from certain British tabloids, became relentless. Every detail of Meghan's background, family, behavior, and motives was scrutinized under a harsh spotlight.
It was unprecedented. There was a public backlash, not against their decision to step back. I think there's huge sympathy for the idea that they weren't happy and that they want to live a more peaceful life, as it was put in that statement.
But this wasn't just celebrity drama. This was seen as an attack, intentional or not, on a centuries-old institution. The monarchy had survived wars, political upheavals, and societal revolutions. Now it faced a challenge from within, led by someone many considered an outsider. The British public wasn't about to watch quietly. Despite the uproar, the couple pushed forward and moved to California in mid-2020.
Presents a shock reversal of Megxit when the Sussexes relinquished their HRH titles, his and her Royal Highness, and moved to North America.
The move, though unprecedented, wasn't driven by a desire to burn the monarchy down. It came from a desire for freedom, a quieter life, and the chance to build something new without palace restrictions. But now, years later, it seems the Duke of Sussex may be feeling the weight of that choice. Is he now buckling under the consequences of distancing himself from the family he once fought to escape?
The Royalist, where Tom Sykes writes, Prince Harry has inadvertently sparked speculation about plans long denied by his team that he one day plans to return to the UK by saying he currently lives in the US.
The speculation intensified after Prince Harry released a 647-word essay titled "The Bond, the Balance, the Bravery, What It Means to be British." In it, he speaks warmly, almost nostalgically, about the country he once seemed eager to criticize. The tone was a far cry from past comments, like when he was asked what he missed most about the UK and replied simply, "The sky." One excerpt in particular set off a wave of discussion. "Though currently I may live in the United States, Britain is and always will be the country I proudly served and fought for." To many observers, this didn't sound like confidence. It sounded like longing, a message between the lines. A sign that the prince might be homesick, second-guessing past choices, and feeling the pull of a home he tried so hard to leave behind.
You replied, F.O. Harry, but you added, Harry wants to go back to the UK so bad, it's scary. He's on the verge of a mental breakdown.
One user on X echoed what many have begun to suspect, saying Harry wants to go home so badly that he's finally reached his breaking point. Body language expert Judy James added fuel to the discussion, noting that Harry's phrasing words like may currently and always will be signals emotional conflict. According to her, those terms often hint at longing, unresolved attachment, or a desire to return to one's roots. To her, the essay reads less like patriotism and more like a man quietly admitting that the life he chose is weighing on him.
I mean, Harry's language about the United Kingdom has totally changed. Do you remember he wouldn't used to praise the United Kingdom at all? It was like, no, LA is my home. You know, I'm never ever going back. He was pretty negative about it, or he couldn't even say anything positive. So, Stephanie, what's your reading on this? Just go into your post on X a little bit more.
The marriage, the move, the media storm. Has all of it finally pushed Prince Harry to the point of saying enough is enough? Some believe he's ready to make what would be the most uncomfortable step of all. Return to the royal fold he dramatically broke away from. This theory gained momentum when Harry admitted on a podcast that he's not a US citizen, an odd statement for someone who has repeatedly distanced himself from Britain and the institution that raised him. But the public isn't united. Not everyone sees the essay as a cry for help. Some argue it was simply a Remembrance Day tribute, an acknowledgement of his military service. Yet even that sparked debate, with critics claiming Harry often overemphasizes his time in the armed forces. No matter the interpretation, one thing is clear: the prince's words have reopened old questions he thought he'd left behind.
Will you take Meghan to be your wife? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and protect her, and forsaking all other, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
They were once the world's favorite modern power couple. The American actress and the British prince, the love story that seemed almost scripted for Hollywood. The energy, the photographs, the wedding, it all felt historic. But maybe it should have stayed a storybook fantasy, because reality has proven far messier than the promise. Years later, what could have been a groundbreaking partnership now looks like the beginning of a long unraveling. And as things continue to shift in California, whispers grow louder that King Charles's younger son may be looking for a way out of the life he ran toward and a way back to the life he ran from.
For some reason, he left all that for Meghan. And Meghan, who is, in my opinion, a narcissist, is driving him insane.
He's in an abusive relationship.
He's in an abusive relationship. Absolutely, Nancy.
Absolutely, Nancy. The question on everyone's mind is simple. How does someone born with the world at his feet end up here? Prince Harry grew up with wealth, privilege, protection, and global admiration. He had access to opportunities most people could only dream about. Yet he walked away from all of it for love. And that love, fair or not, has been the center of constant criticism. Meghan has been labeled everything from calculated to overly ambitious, sometimes unfairly, sometimes harshly, while their PR teams work overtime to counter negative headlines, especially after high-profile missteps and controversies. But now people wonder, has the once perfect couple lost their shine, or was that shine never real to begin with? From Megxit to the Oprah interview to their Netflix series, the pair has always projected unity, holding hands, exchanging loving glances, and showcasing their bond to the world. But critics question whether the affection was genuine, or whether it was part of a carefully curated image meant to keep public interest alive while demanding the privacy they insisted they desperately needed.
Trying to win over Brits like me and make us just forget, right, that you literally called us all racists in your Netflix documentary for backing Brexit, and that you accused the royal family of also being racist. It's just nuts.
But now, after years of distance, criticism, and open conflict, the Duke, who many in the public have labeled a betrayer of the institution that shaped him, is signaling he wants back in. It's a striking shift, considering how outspoken he once was about the UK, the monarchy, and even the British people he served as a working royal. The contrast between his past remarks and his new tone has left many asking the same question. Why now?
There's a hierarchy of the family. There's leaking, but there's also planting of stories.
There was a war against Meghan to suit other people's agendas.
It's about hatred. It's about race.
It's a dirty game.
For years, both Harry and Meghan have been remarkably candid about their issues with royal life, the press, and the institution that once defined their public identity. They invited the world into their grievances through interviews, memoirs, podcasts, and documentaries, turning private tensions into global discussion. Yet, despite all the criticism, one thing they've never loosened their grip on is their royal titles. To observers, the titles seem to function as their last remaining anchor to relevance and influence. So what happened to the relationship once hailed as revolutionary, proof that love could break tradition, barriers, and expectations? Has the freedom they fought for slowly transformed into something else? Regret, tension, or even resentment within the marriage itself?
Pain and suffering of women marrying into this institution, this feeding frenzy.
Then came a moment Meghan herself shared. Home security footage showing her walking into their home theater during the World Series, leaning down to hug and kiss Harry after the Dodgers win. It was intended as a tender, candid glimpse into their marriage, proof of closeness, normalcy, and joy.
Of heartbreaking all around the world.
She's becoming a royal rock star.
And then...
But the public didn't receive it that way. Instead of seeing romance, many viewers felt the moment looked uncomfortable, almost staged. Meghan's excitement came across as performance-ready for the camera, while Harry, seemingly unaware the clip would be shared publicly, reacted in a way some thought revealed his true feelings, tense, detached, and visibly startled. Instead of strengthening their image, the video only fueled speculation that their perfect bond might be straining behind the scenes.
I realized they're never going to protect you.
I was terrified. I didn't want history to repeat itself.
And the essay wasn't the only headline during the Remembrance period. In what many online commentators dubbed a classic Harry moment, the Duke's quasi-royal tour in Canada happened to overlap with Prince William's major appearance in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil for the Earthshot Prize Awards, held at the futuristic Museum of Tomorrow. The timing raised eyebrows immediately.
Harry has provoked suspicions he is trying to take attention off his brother Prince William by travelling to Canada to support such causes today, the same day William presents his Earthshot Prize.
Why did this spark so much attention? Because for years, online observers have pointed out a pattern. Harry's public appearances often seem to coincide with William's. Whether coincidence or strategy, people have drawn comparisons, creating tension that neither brother publicly addresses. Harry's team insists there was no intention behind the overlap, explaining that the Canada trip had been planned a year in advance and was coordinated by the charities involved, not by Harry himself. Still, not everyone is convinced. Some believe it was a subtle attempt to upstage William, while others argue it was nothing more than unfortunate scheduling. Journalist Tom Sykes of the Daily Beast framed it differently, saying it felt like an error in judgment and a reminder that the ceasefire between William and Harry, despite the physical distance between them, remains fragile.
Prince Harry's ultimate shame as he puts the Kardashians before the veterans who he claims to care most about. It was a tale of two contrasting headlines.
While King Charles, Queen Camilla, Princess Kate, and little Prince George were in London paying their respects for Remembrance Day, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were doing the complete opposite. In true Hollywood fashion, the Duke and Duchess hit Kris Jenner's glitzy, James Bond-themed 70th birthday bash, rubbing shoulders with a star-studded lineup including Oprah, Mariah Carey, Paris Hilton, Justin Bieber, and more. Earlier that weekend, they attended the Baby to Baby Gala alongside Serena Williams. Critics are already calling it a major PR misstep. The images of Harry partying under chandeliers and neon lights couldn't look more out of sync with the royal family's solemn ceremonies. The contrast, glamour versus grief, Hollywood versus heritage, was impossible to ignore. But then again, what else would you expect from the estranged Duke and Duchess of Sussex? Now the question is simple: what's next for Harry and Meghan? Their brand has taken blow after blow. Spotify dropped them. Netflix reportedly scaled back new projects. Their podcast archetypes fizzled out. Even their public appearances don't spark the same buzz they once did. Royal experts are saying what many fans have quietly suspected: Harry and Meghan's relevance is fading fast. And if Harry truly is having second thoughts, could that mean a royal reconciliation is on the horizon? Or has the damage already crossed the point of no return? The essay, the awkward videos, the subtle emotional strain, it all paints the picture of a man quietly unraveling. Whether he's headed toward a breakdown or simply longing for a life he walked away from, one thing is clear: the Duke of Sussex is not the same man he was 7 years ago.